For those that don't know, I'm Equipto,
I'm Professa Gabel.
and this is our podcast, The Opening Act. What's up, y'all? What's up? Peace, 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 world. I go by Equipto,
I'm Professa Gabel.
and this is The Opening Act podcast.
Yeah.
Today, we have a very special guest, as you can see if you're visually watching.
Visually.
Doing her thing throughout the Bay. We're gonna touch on all type of topics of, what she's been up to.
But we're worldwide as well.
We're worldwide as well, my bad. But everybody, let's give a warm welcome to Qing Qi, y'all.
Woo! I love her.
Qing Qi.
Hey.
How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited to be here. Look at
Hell
with the
yeah.
cool kids. Shit. Smoking they weed up. You
Right.
feel me?
We got the weed for Shirley's.
Right on.
For
We
sure
appreciate
with
you
the
being here for real.
Yeah, of
You
course.
know.
How y'all do it?
So good.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
We were happy this morning. Like, man, we're doing a podcast and
Yeah.
people are excited about it. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like,
right.
it feels good. You know what I mean? Like, life is good right now. I mean, a lot of bullshit, of course, around the world, but right now we're focusing on the positive. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? And kind of like
Always got
what we got going. Exactly, what we got going. So it's been a cool morning so far.
Yeah, we put it together. Shout out to our crew, We got Jess behind the camera. We got Nariana on the boards.
Yeah, it would not happen without the crew.
Indeed, we need the crew. Because me and E, all we can do is talk and smoke weed.
That's all we're good for.
Right.
Well, you can also roll it. So
Yeah, we
there's
can roll
that.
it. That's good.
Yeah, I'm good at that.
Yeah, it's pretty tight that I'm pretty happy to see y'all doing a podcast, because I feel like there's so many platforms in the Bay that are not like not like real Bay Area and Frisco, like real people of the people's people. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So this is pretty tight.
Right on. Yeah, it's kind of long time in the coming. Long time in the coming.
Long time in the coming.
And we were like trying to make it happen. Just had to be the right situation, I think. And, I think
Yeah.
it's cool because me and Gable get along hella well in our generational gap.
Yeah.
Kind of we connect the dots.
We're not the same age.
He has no grade at all. So, but yeah, and I mean, appreciate it. Like I remember our first post, you were like, "I need to get on there." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, yeah, we need to get kinky." You know what I mean? Because it was like, okay, it helped us like figure out what we needed to do. You know what I mean? Like and touch all grounds and bases of this hip hop rap shit in the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so
Right, the
I
first
mean,
question.
the origins and everything, kind of like coming up, growing up, whatever the type of music you listen to, anything,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I moved to the city when I was like 13, 14. And I feel like growing up, especially like in a little poverty pocket, like I feel like I didn't even realize like, wow, food, like vegetables, bro, like until I was an adult because we were homeless growing up, we were poor, so we had like the same 5 meals all the time. You feel me? Potatoes and shit, pasta. You feel me? And I don't know. You get all your music from your brothers, your cousins, the people around you. So I remember like one of my brothers, his favorite rapper was Ryder J. Clyde, and I'm like, damn, who's this? Like, and I'm a kid, but my other brother, he was super into music. He put me on to like the Team. You feel me? My homies put me on to the Jacka. Like, you always get music from the guys you're interested in. But so by the time I was in the city, I was already, you feel me, the Jacka out, you feel me, Mob Figures. But the Team was so influential to me, I think, like, since a little kid. Like, I just felt like their sound was so, like, Bay Area mainstream. Like, they had, like bops for girls, like bops for the U Club, you feel
They
me?
had it
Bops
down.
for the, you feel me?
They had
Like,
it down.
the sound, like, it just was so influential. So I feel like I pull a lot from that, like, and then like Salau, like the women of the Bay, the singers, like the kind of that was doing all the hooks for Messy Marv, doing the hooks for Keek, like.
Yeah.
I always be like, where's Salau? Where's Salau? Where is she? I know she probably somewhere living her regular life, chilling. I'm like, bro, you made hooks that like just made me feel like, okay, music.
Wow.
Like, let's
Yeah.
do it. You
It's
feel me?
time.
That's great though.
Man, that is
Right? You know
dope.
what I'm saying? Because some people don't know that. Obviously, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like just the simple hooks and certain things that carry songs and
Yeah,
you know, very overlooked at times. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. I mean, Qing Qi, like, so I knew you. We like met at
Can I get your
Horizons,
lighter
right?
again?
My bad.
We met at
Yeah.
Horizons, right? A minute ago.
When you're in the DJ project.
Yeah, DJ Project. That's right. So that was happening. I don't know. You were obviously probably making music back then, but then I remember I was gone there for like a year. I mean, I was out of there for like a year or something like that. And this girl I was talking to was like, "This is my favorite rapper, like Qing Qi." You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you were just all of a sudden like went viral, at least in the Bay. Like,
Right.
what happened? How did that happen? And can you tell me about like that transition?
Yeah, when I first met you, I wasn't doing music
At all?
No.
Wow.
I wanted to, like, I was like, damn. Like, I would look at artists like Tia No More,
Shout out to
like,
Tia.
you feel me? I would look at her and be like, if only, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, look at, she's so tight. Like, if I could do that.
Dope.
And I tried to fuck with it a little bit at. I'm sorry, can I cuss?
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
I
Please
try to
cuss.
fuck with it a little bit at the DJ project, but I feel like it really took me. You gotta really. I feel like engineers, like producers, like they're like therapists. You know, they're like
Yeah.
teachers. You gotta find the ones that really work for you
Man.
and understand you.
Wow.
And so I was working at Thizzler through my connection with Matt Moretti at Horizons DJ Project. And we started working on the That's My Word show.
Yeah.
And then I just, I was in that kind of space and I was like, fuck it. We need to come together, do some music, drop that shit and go crazy. You feel me? And then we did that shit like,
Yeah.
and then I ended up meeting Ghazi, and I kind of got connected with them, so they put some money behind like getting my project out, and but I was just through Thizzler got the invite to Prezzi's like I don't know release party or something,
Right.
and I was like, damn, well who in here? I'm walking around like, okay, who in here? The one. Who I gotta talk to about Qing Qi
Right.
and the Wu-Tang Clan.
That's
You feel me?
Right.
And they was talking about Ghazi, so I went up to him like, "What's up? I heard you was the god with this shit. What's up?" Like, and then he was like, "Come down to the office," and I was like, "Really?" And I was like, next day in his office crying like, "Oh my god, I'm just so happy to be here."
It's happening.
It's
You
hella
know,
funny.
like, oh.
Then what happened? In the office.
In the office.
Yeah, in the office, it was cool.
You don't gotta say no numbers.
You know?
No, not the numbers. Yeah.
He was basically like, this is what we do. Like, we want to support artists, having a living off of their music. Like, they don't have to be Beyonce. They can just make their music and support their families, you know? And I'm in there crying like, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Like,
That's
Wow.
hella dope.
and then he paired me up with somebody who would like, promote more, work on my promotion, my marketing.
Yeah.
And honestly, they fucked with me, but it was just a chain of really fucked up events that made it like, it kind of soured our relationship, you know?
These
Like,
things happen.
I was working with the producer, and the producer is like, "Oh, I fuck with you. Like you're it.
Yeah.
Like, let me just send you beats." And I'm like, "For sure." And I think every rapper experiences that when they're like, "Somebody fucks with me, and I'm hungry. Let's get it." And so
Right.
they're naive.
Right.
So I'm thinking, yeah, it's cool. We got it. So we put all this music out through Empire, signed with this music. Then the producer, I don't know, he just started being really weird towards me and kind of trying to have a lot of input on my music. And when I was like, no, this is kind of my vision, and he's like started pulling all my shit as copyright flagged.
Oh.
And so they pulled all my music. And
Wow.
when you get a copyright strike on like YouTube, if you get 3 strikes within like 30 days, they'll terminate your whole account. So people who dropped my music videos like Thizzler, like Empire, they all got copyright flags on their accounts because of my relationship with this producer.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like all the music they signed me with, most of it we had to pull because it was produced by him. And then it was just like, I don't know.
Damn, that's wild.
Right?
That's
Isn't it
wild.
crazy?
That is
That
crazy.
is crazy.
So like,
that business shit fucking crazy.
so then like, but some of that music is still out, right?
Yeah, what happened?
A lot of my music is not.
A couple of the hits though.
Yeah,
still
like
out?
a lot of yeah, definitely. But like, I don't know. I don't know a lot about the admin part of it. You know, I don't know about the contracts and who I gotta drop and all that. I just want to make music.
Right.
And I know I feel like that's almost every artist's era, especially in rap.
Right.
Is like you gotta know about all this other stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta, and when I thought I was taking care, like, I had somebody who was like, in law student help me read my contract. I reread it, and I thought, they were like, well, you're gonna sell half of your work for this amount of money, but you're gonna still owe this money back,
Recoup.
You feel me? And I'm like, fuck it. As long as I was like, fuck it, shit, nigga, I've been in debt before. You feel me?
Right.
As long as you throw me a little something, get my name out there, and I'm gonna keep going
I'll figure
hard.
out from there.
You feel
Exactly.
me?
Yeah.
And then it was just like all these little things with like the producer, and then my YouTube got terminated, so it's like all my work, all my credibility, because when you say somebody's name, you want to see numbers, what's their following, who's their subscribers, So it's like all this grassroots work I made on building my platform was all pulled. And then I ended up like, going to jail, and that kind of my shit with the sack shit. Oh my, it's like I'm a drama person, but it ain't me, bro. It ain't me. I swear, it ain't me.
Oh, so it was Sac? That was Sacramento?
Well, it was, with the Thizzler shit. When we had an interview and we were talking about Sac, and look, you feel me?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I remember.
Look, I would say that
That's
working, it was a lot of overlapping conflicts. Like
internet, reality.
That shit with Thizzler, the shit going on with Empire, the shit with the producer, and then I'm like at the same time a single mom, trying to pay rent, trying to pay bills, getting into some shit, trying to make money, going to jail. So it's just like boom, 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 boom. You feel me?
Yeah.
But fuck it.
Yeah, here we
you
are.
Feel me? We here now.
We
here.
I mean, I remember when Gabel first, like, because you sent me the link, I think.
Yeah, I was like, check this out.
And I was like, and I hit him instantly. I was like, she's going to be a star. I was like, she's going to be a star. I was like, and then somehow we went to a show or something, right? I think at Brick and Mortar or something. And I
think it was on Mission.
Or something, yeah.
Right,
no, that was another
knockout.
time. You don't remember the other time because it was just real brief. And I was
Okay.
like, peace. And I wrapped up or something too, but it was real brief. And I was like, good shit. You feel me? But then I seen you on Mission at another show too.
Yeah.
And I got to really like kind of introduce myself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I knew it was instantly when I seen it, I was like, this is different. This is dope. You know what I mean? Like hella confidence and hella needed kind of. You know what I mean? I was like, this is dope. So I just want to congratulate you just up to this point. You know what I'm saying? Of all the, noise you've been making and the shit, the shit you've been doing. And I want to mention too that we have a different connection too through Naomi. You know what I mean? Like, and like for me, like that's like, one of my second moms. You know what I mean? Her son was our best friend. We grew up together. He got murdered. And, it's a crazy story. Obviously, we were 20, 21 years old. You know what I'm saying? But what is that connection with Naomi?
Yeah, cause I knew about you before even meeting you musically because of Naomi. Like when y'all was doing the hunger strike, I was, I went to Hilltop in the Mission, where Naomi was a teacher and a child development teacher. Hilltop is a school for pregnant and parenting teens in the Mission District of San Francisco.
Dope.
Been around for like generations, like so many people from the city be like, oh, I went to Hilltop. But she was a child development teacher there, and she was my teacher. And she just, she was like, I always looked at her like a second mom figure to me. I was a kid, pregnant, you feel me? Didn't really have a good relationship with my mom. And Naomi was like, just somebody who really, for the first time, showed me like, this is how you love children. Like, this is how you care for each other. Like, this is what's important in the world, And it was a continuation school. It was like 40 students. 20 would show up a day, 20 different ones, you feel me? Everybody pregnant or got kids. baby daddy drama, mostly, you know, all girls.
Vibes.
But it was like such a like quality education, you know? So Naomi was my teacher, and now I'm still like in touch with her today, and she always told me about you and JoJo, and you know, just somebody who so fiercely like loves children and like cares about the state of the world, and it makes you step outside of yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So every time I'm like going through something, I'm always like, what would Naomi tell me? What would Naomi say? Or when my partners come to me like this is what I'm going through, or like when I used to work at Horizons, and like I'd have youth who would tell me stories that were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, how are you here right now? You know? And I would just think about, what would Naomi say? You know? And she, when I had, you feel me, my crisis, she'll tell me, listen, it's okay. Like, shit is fucked up. You feel me? And everything you feel is valid. And let it out. And, you know, and just walking you through that, like, and coming from a childhood where you've never experienced that. You feel me? So, moral of the story, that's what Naomi means to me. You feel me? You got me on the weed. Now you feel me? I'm chatting it up.
No,
okay?
that was real.
Man,
That's good. No.
Such a beautiful woman.
Shout
Hell
out
yeah.
to Naomi,
Shout out.
the whole
Hell
family.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Rest in peace, Joe. Rest in peace, Daryl.
I mean, speaking like related to that is like, you know, you just thank you for sharing all this with us. You know, you've been through a lot. You've kind of made it through a lot, and you're still here. You know, like from back then to now. Like, and to me, like there's a whole Frisco renaissance going on right now. You know what I'm saying? And I know you said you're not originally from the city, like born and all that, but I definitely see you as part of that Frisco renaissance. You know, like you said, the Knockout show. I think that was the first show we booked you for.
Yeah, you from
FNG.
Frisco. It's
You
official.
feel me?
Too late.
No,
you from
I mean,
Frisco.
I feel
we
like-
taking you. You feel me? Like,
I feel like I feel 100% from Frisco. You know, I
Yeah.
came when I was 14, and we had always bounced around place to place, and
Yeah.
I always felt like, damn, I do not feel connected. Like, where are my people?
Right.
Man, I remember I was in the city. I was in high school. I was in foster care, and I was just like coming from bouncing around in the suburbs and bouncing around in different states, like just that kind of feeling of not wanting people to know you're homeless. You know, from a kid, like 12, 11, 8, you feel me? And I came to the city, and I'm walking with all my friends, and I had one friend I grew up with, and I went to Mission because she went there. You
Right.
feel me? Because I was like, at least I know one person. You feel me?
Right.
And yeah, I remember saying, damn, you know, I stay with my grandma. Everybody's like, oh, where you stay at? I'm like, with my grandma. And she said, man, she in foster care. And they was like, bitch, I was in foster care like 6 months ago. Bitch, I already know. And I was like, are these my people?
Yeah.
I was like, my people.
right.
And then ever since then, you feel me? We was mobbing. You feel me? Frisco, shit, what? Yeah, SFC, what?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. When I seen that, I was like, damn, this Frisco need this too. You
Right.
feel me? So, I mean, everybody, this Frisco Renaissance, and it's happening. It's beautiful. with
How do you
everybody.
feel about the Frisco Renaissance? Where do you think it like kind of like accumulate? What's about to happen?
Shit, I mean, like with everything that Family Not a Group is doing, with everything that all the artists that are, you know, connecting and releasing shit and doing shit in the city, I feel like if we really like come together, like sometimes I think, damn, it's hella people throwing events. It's hella people doing shows everywhere I turn. And then you automatically being in survival mode all the time, you go to, does that mean it's not enough for me to do what I gotta do? Is that, you know what I'm saying? But then I instantly like, nah, nigga, we need to connect, build, and just really make this like a local economic powerhouse for artists, you know? Because too many people come here and capitalize off of all the culture here, because we are a very specific culture. I will say that everywhere we go, don't nobody got energy like San Franciscans. Don't nobody got energy like people from the Bay Area. We are different, okay?
Yeah.
We are different, okay? Very like country, but city, but futuristic, but like old school with it. You feel me? Like it's crazy. So I feel like we have a lot of power right now, you know, and I'm really excited about it, you know? And I feel like your podcast fits into that. You know, like now it's a voice. It's a voice,
Right,
you know?
right.
Like,
No, definitely. Y'all doing things. You feel me? Like it's beautiful to see. You know what I mean? For the city, even on the levels of like, you know, Larry June and Burn, you feel me? Like, you know, Prezi and Lil Bean, everybody that's real, you know what I mean? But as well as like the Renaissance to me, like you said, is somewhat of an underground, you know what I mean, like movement that comes about, like what FNG is doing, Qing Qi, and a lot of folks, you know what I mean, it's good to see because I see it as an OG that's been able to see all this shit kind of sprout from Cali J and Young Ozer since he was a baby, like, you know what I mean, like
you too though. I mean, you kind of inadvertently orchestrated a lot of the beginnings of all that too.
Somewhat, yeah, a little bit. People's Tree and certain things, you know, would definitely. But for me to see it is just like because it's beautiful, you know what I mean, like and like Kinky saying, take advice from an OG as far as that. Making an economical power in a sense and coming together is more important than anything. You know what I mean? Like I've witnessed from the Intermittent Records days of the RBLs and the OGs to my era to, you know what I mean? Like, and that's always been kind of like the point where we ain't really had no unity. Like, yeah, it was what's up and, you know, shit like that, but it was no real like unity. Like, let's go on tour. Let's all sacrifice, just, you know, sacrifice a little 500 out of your budget.
Yeah.
We're going to make this much, at least 13 shows this run. And you know what I mean? Like, it's hard. I've been through that where it's like, oh, I can't sacrifice that money right now. You know what I mean? But it makes it seem like you don't want to go on tour with that person.
Right.
You know what I mean? But really, it's just a financial breakdown where everybody kind of has to take a little bit off the cake, you know what I mean, in order for everybody to eat more. That's all it is, really. But I understand. Everybody's like, oh, no, I need this, and I'm feeding this family. But she broke it down. It has to be that, you know what I'm saying? So I think,
This is kind of a question maybe for both of y'all, but like speaking of like the scene, right? And like just the networks and how it's all under one umbrella, like how do artists exist in the network when there's so many different things going on? You know what I'm saying? Like there's like sometimes there's like dynamics within the fabric of the network that not everybody knows about, but we're still all existing amongst the dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Gabel. She high as hell.
I'm like, go with him, okay? Follow him. Then I'm like,
She said, go with him, follow him.
Say this. Here, I'll do it this way, right?
Okay.
Like you're doing a show, right? And like you know the guy that called you to come to the show, but he's dealing with somebody that that maybe shouldn't be in the same room as this other person, right?
Oh, okay.
How do we exist? Like, because I feel like that's a big thing that I notice in this kind of network, you know what I mean? Like, it's really good, but we need to make it even better. Like, how do we break through these kind of barriers as a scene?
Unity, I guess. You know, it's like understanding and.
So what's the formula for unity?
Wait, like you're saying like people are in the scene are clicked up, basically.
Clicked up, or just like the overlap causes friction. At the same time, it's overlapping. We want to overlap, but we want to overlap and then keep going.
I mean, to me, through my experience, I mean, I would say like certain things are stepping stones, associations with people, and certain things is like certain things burn out. Certain things, like you say, certain people can't be in the same room together. It's not as comfortable. The chemistry ain't right, and everything's about energy. You feel me? Like, especially when it comes to creative shit.
Right.
You know, so it's like it's just understanding, moving with consideration and shit like that. Like when you setting up meetings or setting up shows and people trying to, you know, it's like, and if people don't get along after a certain, you know, era, you know what I mean, then you just move on. Everyone has their own way of going about certain things. You know what I mean? Like I've been in several groups, you know what I mean? Like and still in some groups, you know, but we'll come back when the time is right. You know, that type of thing. And sometimes the energy's not right, so it's tough and it's sad. Certain things could really be prosperous. You know what I mean? Like if certain people collabed or certain people went on tour together, certain groups did things, but just the energy ain't right enough for the money. You feel me? And the money ain't enough right for the energy or whatnot. You know, it's like, I mean, that's just through my experience. You know what I mean? Like,
I like that.
As far as like, the overlapping and trying to keep things going that way, it's like certain things are just meant to be, you know what I mean? Like 7 albums, you know? Maybe you're supposed to only do 2 albums together, and that's, you know what I mean? Like
Everything
maybe,
happens for a reason. Vibes.
right. You just carry on your own level and keep pushing, you know what I mean? I would say. I don't know.
I like that.
No, that's real. For real.
So, Keep, what is Wu-Tang Clan?
Who is Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah, break it down.
Where is Wu-Tang Clan?
You tell me.
Is there like a mission statement? I don't know. Not like a, but it's like, what is y'all, you know,
Yeah,
it's like
mission
I mean,
statement?
to be honest with you,
empowerment, women empowerment, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
fuck y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you feel me? You
Fuck
feel me?
I feel it. That's what when I first saw your first video, I was like, damn, I
I'm
felt
into
bad
it.
to be a man. I was like, fuck, shit,
Fuck
get my
me.
shit together.
You know, well, we started as a rap collective. You feel
Okay.
me? It was 10 of us.
Nice.
You
I
know,
love it. I love
and it was just really came from me, like me doing music and just like being so inspired by the experiences of the women around me and the women I
Mhm.
loved,
Mhm.
and just being hella mad for them, you know, because
Mhm.
in like other people, like when people have relationship issues, you don't get involved in that, you know. You gotta, even at this point in my life, I be telling my friends, listen, create a boundary for what you share with me.
Right.
Because relationships, you go back and forth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So don't have me over here fighting your dude, and then you laid up with him tomorrow, and I'm like, damn, bitch.
Yeah.
What do I do? You feel me? Like, what the fuck? Like,
For
so
real.
it just came from me like an outlet, kind of, going. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then I just was like, damn, come on, friends, Wu-Tang Clan, let's do it. Let's go hard. We got this. And over time, I feel like it just transformed into a community. You know, that anybody who on this, like, I hear what you're saying, like the overlap, like the friction sometimes, you know?
Right.
And the way I see it, you know, I feel like being a homeless kid, being a street kid, moving around from city to city, you know, like, I just feel like, I feel like I see it like high school. Everybody's clicked up, like on some
Man.
high school shit. You bring that energy, that, you know, that trauma from high school into your adult life.
Man.
People click up. But the thing is, fuck that shit. We here. Let's go stupid. You know?
Mhm.
So I just
Hell
feel
yeah.
like, I feel like a bounce around, you know, starting in like the, you know, rap scene, you feel me? Cis, straight people, you know, like
Sis.
predominantly black and people of color scene, and then moving into like the queer scene.
Right.
You know, then fucking with Los Racas, and they got like the island rap. They got a nice blend of, you know,
Yeah.
just kind of moving through different scenes. I'm like, okay, look, let's all come together and go stupid. Fuck all the, like, you know, fuck
Hell
it.
yeah.
Like the energy is, let's create art in a sustainable way that we could do this for a living.
Hell yeah.
That we don't have to, like, I don't want to work. Like, you know, like I don't want to work and do something separate from what I'm passionate about.
Man.
You know? Because how can you balance, you know, working all day for somebody else or something else, and then, you know, having your art, having what matters to you?
Yeah.
How do you feel me?
Yeah.
I don't even know where we started, but we here now.
Yeah, it doesn't
You feel
matter.
me?
It's always going the right direction.
Yeah. I mean, I felt that, like, what you were saying, like, you found your people, right? Like, and I felt like now that you say that through those songs and your lyrics, when I was saying, like, fuck dudes or whatnot, you know, whatever, I get like, damn, she's coming with it, right? Like, but now that you're a voice for the voiceless, you know what I
You
mean?
feel me?
That's real. Like, you know, like you like you said, 10 women or whatever you know what I'm saying, the posse is, but it's kind of focused on you at this point. You know, I'm sure, you know, it'll go around to other folks too, but you're the voice for them, you know what I'm saying? And not just them, you're a voice for like women that have gone through that shit. You feel me? Like what you've gone through. And that shit is deep, you know what I mean? Like it has a, like when I first seen Khalees, in a sense, you feel me? Like, I hate you so much right now. You know what I mean? Like, it took a minute to digest that, like, ooh, this is ill, like, but it came from somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I feel like from, you know what I'm saying, hearing that when I first heard you. You know what I mean? It was like, oh shit, it's shock value, but this is from somewhere, you feel me? And it's creative and it's new. and she's a voice for, you know what I'm saying, a lot of women out there that's gone through what she's gone through. And at that point, I didn't see him like, oh, she's been homeless, she's been, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
you feel me? I see the story now.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like, and it's deep and it shows. You feel me? Like, so you have a significant story that needs to be told, and your creative side is part of that, obviously. So, you know what I mean? Like, I commend you on that.
Okay, well, turn me up, E. Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Nah, for real.
It feels I feel honored to be hearing this kind of praise from such a legend. You know.
Oh man, right on.
So I
Thank
appreciate you.
True that.
Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Well, you are here, and this is the opening act podcast. All right. So,
Oh yeah, we gotta get to
the
it.
kind of the arc of this whole thing is we want to ask artists kind of, you know, if they have a story about being an opening act or dealing with an opening act. Kind of like, I feel like it's a really important part of an artist's life, being the opening act either once or like for a whole era of their career. So do you have any kind of like moments that you remember amongst that?
Okay, so I feel like this is actually, you know, all timing is divine. Alignment, vibes, energy, you know, all
True
that.
that.
Because just recently I had come to the revelation or the realization, the conclusion, have you, that there's so many shows where we have a headliner and I'm like the main support, like the opening act before the headliner.
Right.
And my friend told me recently, she said, damn, bitch, maybe you're cursed or something. Because it's actually kind of wild. Like, okay, I was opening up for LaChat at Eli's.
Oh, for real?
And she didn't come.
Oh.
I don't know, whatever happened, she didn't come,
Right.
you know, music shit.
Yeah.
And so I ended up headlining. And turn that bitch out. Eli's, all the staff is like, oh my God, we love you so much. Please come back.
That's fine.
And I'm like, so Eli's, we coming back. And then recently, so we were supposed to have Baby Africa, right? We were supposed to have Backwood Brat, LA artists, and they were the headliners. Both times they weren't able to come. Boom, I'm the headliner again. Like, you feel me?
Turn up.
I'm like, damn, you know what? I was like, because I throw a lot of shows, and I'm working with different people in different scenes, throwing shows together. Yeah. And they're like, oh, you know, like March 12th at Crybaby, we bringing Duality out from LA.
It's lit.
And she's headlining, and I'm the support.
Main support.
You feel me? Main support.
And
Hopefully she shows
she's
up.
still
You
showing
feel
up so
me?
far.
But my friend had me at another show with Bali Baby. She was supposed to fly out from Georgia. She didn't come, and we just, you feel me? Turned it up. Like, damn. But I'm like, is that fucking me up? You know?
Why?
Like, because it's like you come when you experience me. I'm the headliner. I'm going crazy. You're like, wow, this is why I came.
Yeah.
And then you go home and then you look back at the flyer and you're like, that person headlined. That night was so tight. And I'm like, you know, no, it was me. It was me. Don't forget.
I see.
Because,
So,
you know, now that I'm thinking, she said, are you cursed? Because just recently we threw a show, our annual Kill Your Lover, at it's like a post Valentine's fallout party,
nice.
you know, and we had it at the Cat Club, and the headliner was La Favi, and she's a San Francisco artist. She just won a Latin Grammy, and I think she was nominated for another Grammy. Yeah, right. Favi. Okay, yeah. Shout out to her. But yeah, she got into it, like she had like physically hurt herself, like really intensely. Right before our show, like a week before, and she was the headliner. And I was like, damn, bitch. I guess I just got a headline now. And, you know, and people had come for her, you know, and then they got to meet me, which was dope. Right. But it's just like, damn, am I cursed?
No, you just need to go on a headlining tour now.
Yeah.
It's
right?
coming. It's coming.
Right.
It's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, June 22nd, that's going to be the debut. June 22nd, 2023.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What's happening? Or is it a surprise?
It's my birthday.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to kick it off like a Qing Qi and Friends tour, you know?
Hey.
So, but you know, I'm a working artist.
Yeah.
So as long as I get all the funds together,
Hell
which
yeah.
I will. Universe,
Yes.
send me the money. You know, you gotta tell the universe, what you gonna do for me, baby? You feel me? Abundance. You know.
You do.
Gotta
Closed
have
mouth
it.
don't get fed.
You feel me?
Man.
You
Right.
feel me? Preach.
So, Jess, okay. Since Jess wanna, I think Jess has a question that
I just got one question.
yeah, I think she has a question
Okay.
for our guest.
Okay.
Can you hear it? Can you hear?
I was on the podcast that you came on with Josh and Lex back in the day.
Yeah.
Before all that bullshit happened or whatever, right? I just want to know, how you let Shorty come on a road with y'all with the hair like that?
Which one?
I don't remember her name. Short little black Shorty, the weave. The weave.
But tell her where she
On
was.
the mugshot.
Oh. Hey, I'm glad you asked this question. You know, when we took those mugshots, we had just been in a really serious car crash. You feel me?
Oh shit.
So I was going 80 miles an hour, pew, went over a little, like, into a ditch and crashed. You feel me? Into the side of a building. And we basically got out the car in those conditions, barefoot, and we was just out there, like, trying to get away from the police. You feel me? So, yeah, that's what that comes from. But, you know, I feel like my stance in general, I know when those mugshots circulated, it was, like, really funny to people. But I don't know, like, with the history of, like, hair for black women in the black community, and, like, just its ties to, like, anti-blackness and, you know, when people were enslaved and racism, I just feel like, I don't know, it's just not to be dramatic, but whenever people are criticizing black women publicly for their hair, it don't sit right with me, you know, because it's like, come on. You know, we know the experience. We see shit in person. We know the numbers. We know the conversations. So, yeah, I don't know. When our mugshots went viral and everybody was laughing about that shit was so weird to me. You know, like, I'm a mom.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, people get on these records and they start rapping about, like, we was this and we had this and we was living this way, so we had to do this. And so, but when I do it, it's funny.
Right.
When I do it, it ain't cool. You
Right.
feel me? Niggas could blow up off robbing people, off bipping, but you feel me? Me,
Shiesty shit,
you know, allegedly,
Right.
burglarizing these commercial properties.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I think,
at the end of the day,
you feel me?
deserve to be.
I'm a soldier against the institution.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Right.
Did Jesus himself? Nah.
That's
Jesus.
crumbs off the loaf, though. That's crumbs off the loaf, man. You know
feel
what I mean?
me?
Like, that's,
Yeah, it's crumbs off the loaf, but you feel me? I was out of there. Meow, 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 meow. You know,
Yep.
I just my wingman. They weren't focused. You know, you gotta. Whenever you do anything, make sure the person you with. You feel me? But yeah, that's funny. I'm glad I got to say that. You feel me?
Right.
Yep.
No, that was. I remember that. I was like, oh shit, she's doing some gangster shit. What's going on? I was, I'm OG.
That was
I
a
just look at
moment
you like,
for
what is
sure.
this going on here?
My sister, when I called her, she was like, bitch, we thought you was playing. You know how you prank niggas and shit. We thought you was joking.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm in here, bro. Nah, bro. Help!
Like, it's not a meme.
Send
It's not a
help!
meme.
Damn.
Oh, and I'm not one of those people. Like, that's why in my music I rap about, like, you know, women's problems, how I'm feeling, what I've been through, you know, how I see shit.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be with the gangster shit because I don't want to go to jail.
Right.
I don't want to go to jail. My skin too soft. I was in there. I was looking rough. This girl gonna say, wasn't I in prison with you? I said, bitch. This is my first and last time. No. Because, you know, I went in there. I had my missing tooth.
Right.
You feel me? I had my hair twisted up like this, but it was more cute because I was sleeping on the mats.
Right.
And then I had just got bit in the face by a dog.
Oh.
So I had my shit patched up, missing tooth,
What?
hair crazy.
Oh, from
Like
the same
Where
this.
was
thing?
this? Where'd you get locked up? Or what area?
In Grass Valley.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Oof.
It was
Oh,
Mamie.
bad,
Yes.
Sacramento area, Grass Valley.
That
yeah.
shit was very, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, based on the stories that they was telling me, like we was in a cushy little space,
Mhm.
and I'm like, well, bitch, if I can't handle this, I'm good. Like, you feel me? Oh no, oh shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that is over. You know,
Yeah, me too.
that's crazy.
Right.
Me too.
For real. I'm
I
glad you
just, like-
survived that car crash. First off,
No,
it
for
sound
real.
like that's because I know how that is. You going 80 and wiggling. It's
You
not,
feel me?
That's survival.
But to tell you the truth, like, I don't know if it maybe, I know it's not like narcissism, or I don't know if it's like some kind of complex I have,
Mhm.
but literally when we were going over the thing, like off the ramp, and I was like, oh, we finna crash. I was like, damn, I hope my tooth don't fall out. You feel me? Like, I knew I was gonna be cool. I hope my tooth don't fall out. Because I was like, I'm not gonna die this way.
Right.
You know,
Yep,
we
yep.
gonna get up out of this, but that was
Mhm.
fucked up. You
Yeah.
know?
I totally understand that.
You know, like, just
Totally.
when I be in the car, my mom always be tripping, like, oh, you're gonna get in a crash. I was like, Mom, I'm protected.
Yeah.
Okay, we good, girl. If we crash, we gonna walk out of it. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I done been in 4 car crashes.
Oh wow.
And I'm here.
Right.
But I'm walking home.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You feel me?
I mean, some of us are in tune in that way where we know not how we're gonna die, but not how we're gonna like. I don't think I'm gonna die on the. You know what I mean? Like, one time I was on a plane with my folks and it was getting bad, and
You feel me?
and they were like, hey, life is life. But you know, I was on a plane and it was getting bad, and then somebody next to me was like, oh my God, are we gonna survive? What's going on? And I was just like, I was stressing in my mind, but I was just like, I was poised to a level with her, and I was just like, we're not gonna die like this. This is not how we're gonna die. You know what I mean? And we ended up landing, thank God. You feel me? But it's just a trip. How you said, like, sometimes those moments, you know, even like when you're in there, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna die. I'm just gonna have a broke rib maybe, but this ain't how I'm going out. You know what I
Right,
mean? But
right.
yeah, some of us are in touch like that.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I was on a plane and I was looking for comfort and you talk to me, I'll be like, we good.
Yeah.
But,
We good.
but I did that 3 times
You
with
feel me?
strangers.
For
before.
real?
I've been in bad plane things before, and I've caught a woman that just had twins one time.
Oh,
And
wow.
she said, I just had twins. Are we going to be okay? She asked me, are we going to be? I was like, and I lied. I said, I've been in worse. Don't worry. I just told her, I've been in worse. This is nothing. This happens all the time. And we've landed, and I was like, thank God. You know what I mean? And she thanked me after the flight and everything. So I did that to my family one time. We were on Nicaragua, going to Nicaragua.
Damn.
And with the kids, my mom was about to get out the plane and pray in the middle of the aisle. The plane was that bad, and I was like, get back in the seat, Mom. We're gonna be okay. We're not going out like this. You know what I mean? Like, it was a bad flight though, but I had to calm everybody down, and the kids didn't even know what the hell. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, and now that I've jumped out of a plane after 30,000 feet,
You
feel me?
did jump out of a
I
plane.
did. That helped me a lot with a lot of kind of like.
I'm not
height.
doing that.
Went on
know,
some skydiving shit.
Yeah, I did sky with Larry Dorsey. Me
Damn.
and him did it. He took me we went for his birthday. But yeah, that helps a lot,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, flying is no joke.
Damn. I feel like I would do something like that,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'll be really, really confident, but then someone's gonna have to push me because I'll start crying
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. Like, never mind, right at the door.
Yeah.
You
Well,
feel
there's
me?
a person on your back, so
Yeah.
they'll make you go. You're gonna jump if
But-
you're that high already.
Oh.
I'm such a true crime
know.
like junkie.
You ain't ready for that. Huh?
I'm not going ever.
Okay.
You know,
I'll
never
meet you
say
guys at
never.
the-
You feel me?
At the restaurant.
What about like 100-foot waterfall?
Waterfall? Like you jump in the water?
Yeah, you just 100 feet.
See, the thing about me is I'm good. You know, like I don't need anything. I don't need any like eye-opening experience like that.
okay.
You know?
But what if like everybody was doing it? And you're like, come on, Gable. Like 9 people, and you're number 9 about to come up. Everybody jumped, and they loved it. You're like, we know you don't need the experience, but it'd be cool if you joined us.
I would say this.
Just roll up. What about you? You afraid of heights so much?
Yeah, I'm pretty afraid of heights, but I'm also
I love
like,
that answer.
you know, I'm pretty afraid
She's like,
of
yeah, I'm
heights.
gonna keep it real.
But I'm also one of those people like, fuck it, just
Mhm,
do it,
mhm,
just
mhm.
do it. If you die, you die.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
feel me?
yeah.
Like every time I get on a plane, I'm like, if we crashed, I accept that. You know,
Yeah,
because then you feel me. Just do it.
Yeah.
Planes are supposed to be safer than cars. That's what they say.
Less of crash than cars. There's just a lot more cars than
Shit,
planes.
they can say that, and I remind myself that. But when you up in that motherfucker, and it start
Jiggling.
you like this.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, come on.
My boy Planet Asia always told me, whenever that happens, please just take a shot. Take a shot of some liquor, and you'll be all right. Like, fuck it, let's go. I was like, I don't even drink like that, so I'll be like, all right, man.
I feel like my biggest fear in the plane is that we'll crash, but not that I'll crash and die instantly. Like, I'm like, okay,
you're
cool.
Right.
But like, we'll crash, and now I'm in the water,
Oh.
and now I gotta swim, and it's like I'm bleeding, shot. Like, oh my god, like I don't know how I could handle that. You feel me? Like I would just, I don't know.
Getting a sprinter,
This is getting
man.
intense.
Yeah.
No, I feel you. I have those. I think a lot of us have those thoughts on planes. It's just like, oh man,
I
this shit
don't.
looks bad.
I try to
I'll-
not think
yeah.
about that
When
shit
they're
at
doing
all.
like I ignore the stewardess when they're doing the float bag and shit, but I don't even want to know the
Right,
instructions.
I don't want to know
right.
Because it
nothing.
ain't gonna happen.
Bitch, I
wanna
don't
know.
need this information.
Yeah.
I just try to go to sleep. I'll book like a red eye.
Mm.
And like
Edibles.
Just go,
Yeah.
edibles.
Yeah.
No, I do that
Edibles
too.
help.
Yeah.
Edibles help
Edibles
a lot.
on in the car, you know.
You know, I
Like,
ran
I'm
out
afraid
of.
of heights too. Go ahead, my bad.
No, it's okay. I ran out of weed, and I tried to eat an edible, and I do not
Really?
fuck with edibles.
Ooh.
At all.
No,
Interesting.
like
Was it gummy or chocolate?
it was
or?
a chocolate.
Mm.
But I had a hard candy before, and I tried to. I was like, this is good. This
about-
ain't bad. And then I was killed over on the
Right.
floor. Oh, I do not fuck with edibles.
What about dabs?
You know, all that sick shit, all that cool shit, all that fresh. Like, I'm cool. You feel? I'm like you. Like with the heights.
With
and
the
shit,
jumping
you
out of
feel me?
planes.
I'm
Yeah.
cool. Smoking, cool. I don't need a bong. I don't need a pilot. Stuff a cone. Keep it lit. You feel me?
Right.
But,
Keep it simple. That's what's up.
man. Well, Qing Qi, thank you so much for joining us on the Opening Act podcast. This has been a really special, exciting episode as
For
well.
real.
You know, there's a lot of good stuff in here. Is there anything else like you want to add, like for this piece of legacy here?
You know, I appreciate y'all. Glad to be here. Glad to be creating art and dropping music in this time, and to have OGs and elders like Equipto, like Naomi, you know, leaving us with gems and kind of leading us through this experience on this planet. Yeah, shit. Fuck it up. Fuck with Qing Qi. Fuck with Wu-Tang. You know, support me. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
And yeah, I got my pins. You know, come purchase. Mandela Grocery, black-owned grocery store in West Oakland. Support us. Free Mumia. You feel me?
Very important. I think it's important that, like you said, support me. There's nothing wrong with saying that. You feel me? Some of us have trouble, like, oh, I don't want to be too. And like you said, we need to make a living off of this, and we can, and it's possible without being the Beyonce, like you said. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to say I'm proof of that, because it's like I've been blessed. You know what I mean? To wiggle through this industry as well, and somewhat make a living off my arts. You know what I mean? And my endeavors. So it's possible, but we can't be like hiding, and you know what I mean, and so timid in a sense when it comes to like presenting ourselves. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, I'm always like that, right? Like, y'all gotta get videos, y'all gotta do this, and you know, so you know, y'all gotta support her. You know what I mean? Support is very important, and that's how we follow our dreams. You know what I mean? Like people always say, I support you in your dreams. This is her dream. You know what I mean? Like when I was talking to Stunner the same way. You know, like he was always never shy away from saying, support me, y'all. You know, he'd be at the shows, come to the front, y'all, come on, I'm about to go on in 5 minutes. You know, those type of things that shows you, you know, the ambitious, you feel me, youngster and the ambitious side of somebody to know that come support me. You've been talking all this shit about supporting me in my dreams. Now's your time to. You know what I mean? Like, don't wait till I get too old and all this. Like, oh, you had a good run. Like, motherfucker, you didn't even share nothing. You know what I mean? Like, and it's important. You see people's side, you know? Like, so support, you know, Qing Qi. Thank you for being on the goddamn podcast, the opening act.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you.